Hello. Today is day 27 of doing 100 pull-ups every day to raise money for Alzheimer's disease. So I have a link in my description that brings you to my fundraiser donation page. If you donate there, all the money goes straight to the Alzheimer's Society of Canada. The money is used for research purposes, so they use that money to do research on possible treatments, potential cures, and overall just trying to understand how Alzheimer's works and understand more mechanisms, and that way, well, it will help with treatment and potentially a cure. So it's for a good cause. Your money is not going to waste. If you can't donate, please share the link to someone who might be willing to donate. And yeah, so I'm gonna do 100 pull-ups. Yesterday, I tried doing 8 on the minute, and I did it, but I didn't do the sets unbroken, and my form was pretty bad. And then I was thinking, okay, I'll go back to doing weighted pull ups at 7 on the minute. But even then, I was thinking my form isn't great. So today I'm going to do 7 on the minute, but I'm really going to focus on form today and staying solid. Because I do notice that towards the end, my form starts to get a little sloppy. So we're going to do 7 on the minute, good reps, and yeah, let's get it. So before I start, today's prevention tip is going to be about um, how to keep your mind active. So I've gone over how keeping your mind active and stimulating your mind can help fight the symptoms of Alzheimer's and give you a better cognitive reserve if you do ever develop it. Um, but I didn't really talk about what to do to keep your mind active or stimulating. I know there's some, I bet you can guess, but we're going to go over some things that I looked up online. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm gonna start my pull-ups in three, two. Actually, let me turn this light off. There you go. All right, three, two, one, go. All right. So keeping your mind stimulated and active. One thing that you can do is commit yourself to lifelong learning, meaning take courses, read challenging books, learn a new language, or pick up a new skill. So music, coding, painting, anything that is new to your brain, and when you do it, kind of makes your brain hurt a little bit. That means it's like your brain is a muscle, it's working. So that's how you know you're doing it right. And why it matters: novel and complex activities stimulate multiple brain regions and encourage new neural connections. Bilingualism, for example, has been linked to a delayed onset of dementia symptoms. So, very important. All right, done 7, going for 14. Next one is regular problem solving and brain challenges. So, what to do? You can do puzzles, crosswords, Sudoku, chess, memory games, or strategy based video games. So, all these things force your brain to problem solve. And the reason why problem solving is so important is that it improves executive function, working memory, and mental flexibility. These areas are often the first affected in Alzheimer's. So you're pretty much getting those parts of your brain jacked. So if Alzheimer's ever hits you, at least it has a fighting chance. All right, going for 21 now. Next up is creative activities. So what you can do for that is play an instrument, write, draw, paint, or engage in crafts. Pretty much anything that works the creative part of your mind. And the reason why that matters is that creativity combines motor skills, planning, and emotional processing, which activates multiple brain networks and strengthens connections. All right, done 21. Going for 28 now. Next one is social engagement. So, what I mean by that is joining clubs, volunteering, play team sports or team games, regularly spend time with friends and family. So, anything that, you know, gets you to engage socially with other people, other human beings. And the reason why that's important is that social interactions is cognitively demanding. It requires memory, attention, emotional regulation, and problem solving. People with strong social ties show slower cognitive decline. All right, done 28, going for 35 now. Next is physical activity that challenges the brain. So, like dancing, martial arts, yoga, or new sports in general. And the reason why that matters is, especially the examples I gave, is that they all have complex movement patterns. And that forces the brain to coordinate, adapt, and learn, which boosts neuroplasticity. Not to mention that exercise uh, encourages blood flow, which is also good for the brain. All right, I've done 35, going for 42. And to go back to the physically challenging stuff like dancing or martial arts, I guess if you've ever, I've done martial arts for a bit, especially the timing of your footwork and the coordination between the timing of your footwork and the move that you do. If you're not used to it, it can kind of hurt your brain. And that feeling is good. You should chase that feeling of trying to coordinate your body to do different patterns that you're not used to. That's you're building new connections in your brain. So think of your brain as like a fortress, and all these different neural connections is a way to strengthen it. So by doing all these complex things and stimulating your brain, it reinforces that temple, which is your brain pretty much. All right, so going for 49 now. Next is mind body practice, which what I mean by this is like meditation, mindfulness, or Tai Chi. The reason why these things are important is that these practices reduce chronic stress, which damages the hippocampus. That's key for memory. Mindfulness also improves attention and emotional control, both protective for brain health. Sorry, just got a notification on my watch. So yeah, mind body connection, very important. All right, done 49, going for 56 now. Next up, keep a mentally stimulating lifestyle. So, how to do this? Choose activities that engage the mind in daily life, like cooking from scratch, gardening, traveling to new places, or navigating without maps or with maps. Not the digital maps, but like paper maps. Why it matters is that everyday novelty keeps the brain from going on autopilot, which forces it to adapt and stay sharp. All right. 1056, going for 63. Now, the key principle here to remember is that the most protective activities are those that are new, challenging, and meaningful. Passive activities like watching TV don't stimulate the brain nearly as much as active learning, problem solving, or social connections. So don't spend your time scrolling on your phone and then letting your brain shut off. It's okay to do it once in a while, but you can't let it be something you do too often. Uh, that's 63, going for 70 now. That was a bad rep. So, anyways, that was everything for today. Hopefully, that information was helpful, and maybe to some it will be a wake up call to realize, okay, maybe I'm not stimulating my brain enough. Okay, I've done 70, going for 77 now. Oh, reps are getting tough now. It's hard to keep a good form. But to go back to everything I just talked about, pretty much a good way to know if you're doing it right is if it feels like your brain is hurting almost. Like it's like your brain is short circuiting. You're like, it's almost frustrating a little bit, but chase that feeling. That's your brain figuring stuff out. So yeah, done 77, going for 84 now. And again, really try to avoid just spending your life passively. Like they said, like just watching TV all the time. The worst is scrolling on your phone. That is the worst one. Because then your brain really just shuts off. And then you also rush with dopamine. It's like the worst thing for your brain. So I wouldn't be surprised if Alzheimer's cases increased in like 30 years because everyone's so brain rotted. Okay. Done 84, going for 91 now. Anyone. But yeah, it's not too late to turn it around though. So keep doing stuff that stimulates your brain. It's not always fun, you know. It feels a lot better to just shut your brain off and scroll on Instagram. I do the same thing. Feels good. But it's just like your body. You don't always want to work out, but you can either be out of shape, overweight, whatever, or you can be fit. Same thing with your mind. You got to work out your mind. So you might not always want to do it, but in the long run, your body will thank you. All right, 91. Going for 100 here. One more. All right, that's 100. I felt like my form was a little bit better. I'll have to look at the video to really see, but anyways, one more for good luck. And that's it. So hopefully you liked it. If you did, leave a like. Keep commenting. I like to hear what you guys have to say. And then yeah, share the video around. The more people that see this, the more views I get, more potential donors. So yeah, just run up the numbers pretty much. Help me out. I just want to raise as much money as I can for this. So yeah, let's do it. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow for another 100 pull-ups. So, bye.